Well, it looks like we are diving back into the rumor mill, as there are now new rumors suggesting there's going to be some new announcements and new games still to be released this year, on top of all of the greatness and goodies that we have already, which is quite insane. Now, these are rumors coming from Jeff Grubb based on the recent Nin10dogs podcast that kind of revealed some secrets and information about upcoming games. Now, like always, no matter who this is, even somebody as trustworthy as Jeff Grubb, we have to take everything with a grain of salt because we really don't know how likely this is going to be. But let's go over what Jeff Grubb had to say. Jeff Grubb starts the podcast and starts these big rumors by stating the fact that Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is actually still coming to Switch. Now, he's been said this, and lots of leakers have been said Metroid Prime 2 and 3 were still going to come to the Switch, and I thought so too. That's why they're waiting so long to reveal Prime 4, is because they're slowly releasing and revealing these other Metroid Prime games. He states Metroid Prime 2 Remastered probably is coming out relatively soonish. That is happening. That probably is happening relatively soonish. It's going to be mostly what people want, right? It's going to have the modern controls and it's going to be HD and things like that, but it's not going to get the love and care that Metroid Prime got. No. Which definitely makes sense. You know, Nintendo's going to treat this kind of like Pikmin 1 and 2, where they just kind of slapped it on the eShop and said there's going to be a physical release later. And they're not like extreme remakes or remasters or anything. They're just HD enhances, and I think that's what they're going to do. They're definitely just going to enhance this game, so that way people can now play it on a modern console. It just makes sense. I'm just glad to have it again, which is going to be super exciting. And honestly, I kind of wish they just treated it like Pikmin 1 and 2, where they just gave us Metroid Prime 2 and 3 in a collection pack, like a duo, like they did with the Pikmin series. So yeah, it does feel like they're definitely trying to stretch this out as long as they can. I don't know. They could still just add 3 to there. Maybe Jeff Grubb just isn't hearing about 3 at the moment, but it would just make sense for me, honestly. And as far as this year goes, it also makes sense because it feels like they are really trying to get out any last game from the last consoles that they can on the regular Switch before the new one comes out, or whatever the next console is. So it would kind of make sense in those terms. So let's get into the first big thing that Jeff Grubb had to talk about, which was Metroid Prime. Yes, Jeff Grubb states Metroid Prime 2 Remastered probably is coming out relatively soonish. That is happening. That probably is happening relatively soonish. It's going to be mostly what people want, right? It's going to have the modern controls and it's going to be HD and things like that, but it's not going to get the love and care that Metroid Prime got. No. So yes, it's finally time for the next Metroid Prime. We knew from lots of sources that Prime 2 and 3 were going to come as well, just not as enhanced as the first game, which is very exciting, don't get me wrong. I am super excited. They don't need to touch a whole lot. I don't care. Just give me Prime 2 and Prime 3 on the Switch, and we're good to go. I hope they kind of do like a double pack too. Maybe there's a Prime 3 in there as well, the same way Nintendo did with Pikmin. They just dropped Pikmin 1 and 2 out of nowhere together, so why not do the same thing with Metroid Prime 2 and 3, especially since Pikmin 1 and 2 were not really remastered or enhanced all that much. They were just slightly upscaled to look a lot better on the Switch, but definitely no remaster and no treatment the way Metroid Prime 1 got. But that's fine. That's all we want right now. We want these games, and it might be why it's just taking them so long to reveal Prime 4. Like I said, they want to slowly release these Prime 2 and 3 games first before moving on to Metroid Prime 4. But that's super exciting that we are still in the Metroid Prime kind of vibe right now. We started the year with one, it looks like we might even end the year with one. Now we get into the really interesting stuff. The stuff that a lot of people have no clue what this could even mean. So Jeff Grubb also states that there is indeed something else Zelda happening towards the end of this year, and states, this next phrase I'm afraid to say, so I might not actually say it. Listen, I don't know what it means. I'm going to tell you what they told me, and if you take this and you spin it into something else, everybody, it's on you. So you heard his warning. He states, okay, it's on you. Something not related to Tears of the Kingdom is happening with Zelda later this year. Huh. That's really all he leaves us with. Something Zelda related is coming, but it's not related to Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, immediately when you hear Zelda, you would think it was going to be DLC for Tears of the Kingdom, because it makes sense. Tears of the Kingdom just came out, so why not have DLC towards the end of the year to add to that game and to that experience once people probably have gotten to the end by now? Yeah, that is a little weird. What is this Zelda game actually going to be? Now, the first thing that popped up in my head is, could we be getting a new top-down Zelda game? The 2D style, the classic Zelda, like we did with Link's Awakening, which gave us a beautiful new chibi art style. And I would love to see more art styles like this with an original Zelda game. Even though I love Link's Awakening to death, I wanted to see something new like this, and we haven't had something new like this really since, what, Link Between Worlds on a 3DS, which was another amazing game. So I would love to see another game in this style, or at least in a top-down style. And yeah, maybe this could be it, maybe an announcement or something of this game for next year. I doubt it, because it just seems like Tears of the Kingdom just came out. It just feels like it's just way too soon for something like that. Another thing randomly I thought of is, what if we got a proper Zelda Maker game? Because we did get that big Zelda Maker extra side mode in Link's Awakening, so maybe they could be fleshing it out into a full game, like a side game. Something like Mario Maker, since we're getting a brand new 2D Mario with Super Mario Wonder, maybe this is its chance to give Zelda the Mario Maker style. But you know, once again, very unlikely. Let's get to the likely thing. I know you guys are waiting. Of course, the long-awaited Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ports. I think this is probably most likely what Jeff Grubb is hearing about, because it just makes sense. We just got Tears of the Kingdom. They wouldn't release any style of new Zelda, I think, already, and something as easy as Wind Waker and Twilight Princess to throw into the Switch should be what would be coming next, especially since we still don't have these amazing Zelda games on the Switch currently, and they both have HD versions, as they both released on the Wii U, so all they would have to do is port them to the Switch and maybe slightly enhance them if they wanted to, and that's not even saying that they have to. So I definitely think this is possible, especially once again since we're getting to the end of the Switch lifecycle. Just throwing games on the Switch right now, we've heard that they've been sitting on games, and clearly they are, as they just reveal random, like, hey, Metroid Prime Remaster is a thing, and it's out right now. Hey, Pikmin 1 and 2 is a thing, and we ported it to Switch, and it's out right now, you know what I mean? And they're gonna keep doing stuff like this for a while, I think, and I think this next Direct could be revealing Metroid Prime and also Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ports. Well, Metroid Prime 2 and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ports. But with that said, are we going to get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, or just one of them? It's hard to say. Twilight Princess is another game that it's stuck on that Wii U, and I would love to play it again on the Nintendo Switch, so hopefully they come together. Now, don't forget, there have been rumors of remakes for The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, which would be really neat since they're very older games, and I don't know, the only real way to play them right now, I think, is only on your 3DS that they came back out on. So yeah, to see them in the same art style as Link's Awakening and also on the Switch would just be phenomenal. So yeah, I'm hoping that maybe Nintendo is working on both of those games and there is a double pack, something like that. But once again, this seems like a big undertaking and something that won't be in the same year as a mainline Zelda game like this year's Tears of the Kingdom. So once again, I don't see this happening quite yet. So my odds and bets are on Wind Waker and Twilight Princess at the moment. But honestly, whatever we get Zelda related is just more cherries on top, because we got an amazing game with Tears of the Kingdom this year, and to get even more Zelda is just very exciting. And we already know the Zelda team is probably hard at work on the next mainline Zelda game after Tears of the Kingdom, because that's how they operate. You know, they get right to work on the next game right away, and I think Nintendo even confirmed this. I think I saw something where Aonuma and the Zelda team stated that they are already hard at work on the next Zelda title, which is just crazy to even think about, that they're in the planning stages of the next big 3D Zelda game. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what Zelda game you think this is going to be that apparently is going to be announced and released this year. Let me know, do you think it's going to be a remaster, a remake, something new, something more along the lines of a spin-off, or is it somehow still DLC and Jeff Grubb just wasn't right about that for Tears of the Kingdom? But let me know in the comments what you think, and how excited are you for Metroid Prime 2 Echoes to be on the Nintendo Switch as well. But make sure you leave a like and subscribe if this update was information that you loved to hear, and I will see you all on the next one. See you guys.